Hi, welcome back to ESL Drill. In today's video, let me walk you through a few foreign expressions, their definitions and their origin language, and also how to use those expressions in sentences of your own. Okay, English is called a borrowed language because it accepts words from all different languages. Most of the words that English borrows undergo a few changes, like in terms of their pronunciation and in terms of their spelling. But some of the words that we are going to discuss in this video have never undergone any changes. In order to keep the precision in their meaning, the exactness, the accuracy in their meaning, the words have not been changed at all. Okay, are you ready to learn those foreign expressions and their definitions? Here we go. Okay, here is the first expression, en route. En route. Language of origin is French. En route. The meaning is during the course of a journey, on the way. En route. Shall we see this in example sentences? 1. He stopped in Turkey en route to Geneva. 2. We stopped for a picnic en route. It means we stopped for a picnic on the way. 3. The bus broke down en route from Boston to New York. Number 4. The bomb exploded while the plane was en route from Paris to Tokyo. Number 5. Why don't we stop for lunch en route? Second expression, en masse. En masse. This is a French word. It means in a group, all together, in large numbers. En masse, all together in large numbers. Let's see this in example sentences. 1. The cabinet immediately resigned en masse, all together. 2. The management team resigned en masse. 3. The people marched en masse to the parliament. 4. The people rushed to the gate en masse. Means the people rushed to the gate all together. Okay, the third expression, this is viva voce. Viva voce. This is a Latin word which means a spoken exam or by word of mouth. A spoken exam. Viva voce. Viva voce. Let's see this in examples. 1. 10 candidates will be called for a viva voce. Number 2. All the students will take a viva voce apart from a written test. Number 3. We had a viva voce yesterday. Let's look at the next one. In toto. In toto. This is from Latin language. It means completely, totally, as a whole. In toto, totally. Let's see this in example sentences. 1. Our proposal was accepted in toto. 2. The available information was very little in toto. 3. The paper reprinted the article in toto. The next expression. This is alma mater. Alma mater. This is a Latin word which means the university, school or college that one previously attended. Alma mater. Alma mater. Now the example sentences. Number 1. I started teaching at my alma mater. It means I started teaching at the school or college or university where I studied before. Number 2. She donated $5,000 to her alma mater, Osmania University. Number 3. He returned to his alma mater to write a doctorate in moral philosophy. Shall we look at the next one? Okay, ex officio. Ex officio. The language of origin is Latin. It means because of your job, rank, or position. An ex officio is someone who automatically gains a position or has a right because of their position or status within the board, committee, council, etc. We can have this in some example sentences to understand it better. 1. He was present at the meeting ex officio. Number 2. He is an ex officio member of the committee. 3. The cabinet members will also attend the meeting ex officio. Now the next expression. In absentia. In absentia. This is from Latin language. In absentia means while not present at the event being referred to, or in the absence of. In absentia, in the absence of. Would you like to see this in sentences? 1. 2 foreign suspects will be tried in absentia. It means 2 foreign suspects will be tried in absentia. It means the suspects will not be there in the court when the trial takes place. Number 2. An Italian court convicted him in absentia for his terrorist activities. Let's look at the next one. Detour. Detour. It's a French word. It means a long or roundabout route that is taken to avoid risk or danger, or an alternative route for use by traffic when the usual road is temporarily closed. Let's look at this in action. Number 1. A temporary detour has been constructed while the main road is being rebuilt. Number 2. We had to make a detour around the flooded fields. Number 3. We took a detour around the city to avoid the traffic. Number 4. The ship made a detour to the south. Now the next one. Number 9. Verbatim. Verbatim. Word for word. This is from Latin language. Verbatim. It means word for word, in exactly the same words as were used originally. It means exactly as spoken or written. Exactly as spoken or written. Verbatim. Verbatim. Now let's see this in example sentences. 1. Their stories were printed verbatim. 2. She recited the speech verbatim. It means she recited the speech exactly. Now the next expression. Status quo. Status quo. This is a Latin word. Latin expression. This means situation as it is, situation as it was before. Status quo. Now let's see a few examples to understand this expression better. 1. They wanted a return to the status quo before the war. They wanted to return to the status quo before the war. There are many people who wish to maintain the status quo. It means they don't want to change. They like the current things. 3. Conservative people want to maintain the status quo. Conservative people want to maintain the status quo. Let's look at the next one. Adhoc. Adhoc. This is from Latin language. The meaning is created or done for a particular purpose as necessary. It means it's not planned in advance. Ad hoc, for this particular purpose and not planned in advance. Ad hoc. Ad hoc. Let's see this in examples. We sometimes deal with problems on an ad hoc basis. It means as and when they happen. It means we don't plan to deal with them in advance. Number 2, they make decisions on an ad hoc basis. Number 3, the government set up an ad hoc committee to resolve the problem. On a temporary basis, it's not permanent. Okay, well, let's move on to the next one. Bona fide. Bona fide. This is from Latin language. Bona fide means genuine, real. Genuine, real. Legal, authentic, original. Let's see this in examples. Is it a bona fide, reputable organization? Students should have a bona fide reason for missing classes, such as illness. Only bona fide members are allowed to use the tennis court. It means only the members, genuine members, real members of the club or something are allowed to use the tennis court. Let's see the next one. Lingua franca. Lingua franca. This is from Italian language. Lingua franca means a language used between people whose main languages are different. It's also called a link language. Language used between people whose main languages are different. Okay, let's see this in examples. Well, the first one, English has become a lingua franca in many parts of the world. Number 2, the international business community sees English as a lingua franca. 3, English is the lingua franca in many countries. Let's see the next one. Magnum opus. Magnum opus. This is from Latin language, which means the greatest work of an artist, writer, etc. Magnum opus. Let's see a few examples. 1. He produced his magnum opus just before he died. Chivaraku Migiledi is the magnum opus of Savitri. 3. Picasso's Guernica is considered by many to be his magnum opus. Now the next expression, sine die. Sine die. Sine die. This is from Latin language, which means with no appointed date, or without a future date being arranged, or indefinitely, for an indefinite period of time, for an indefinite period of time. Sine die. Sine die. Now let's see a few examples here. 1. The court was adjourned sine die. 2. The meeting was postponed sine die. 3. The speaker adjourned the house sine die. Now, let's watch a short video to understand how sine die is used.
Earlier, both houses of parliament were adjourned sine die. The winter session of parliament began on 15th of December. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha met for usual business, during which question hour in the two houses was conducted smoothly. Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan and Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu announced adjournment of the respective houses sine die and also briefed about the key legislative businesses done in parliament.
Okay, if you like this video, please like, share, and then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.